So tell me your thoughts on company culture. I mean, I know that, RankedRight is new, but you obviously have a lot of experience in the space and leading teams. So what are your thoughts on culture, and what would you say your guiding principles are?
Yeah, it's a really good question, actually. So it's funny, my wife did some kind of like leadership course recently at work, and one of the things that she had to talk about was like, what type of leader is she? She asked me, what type of leader are you? And I joked that I was a dictator. In fact, actually, I once had a boss that told me that this wasn't a democracy, it was a dictatorship, and I had to do as he said. No, so the culture, hopefully the people who've worked for me in the past would say that I'm a fair kind of boss, a fair leader. I'm a big believer in delegation, and that isn't because I'm lazy at all, but ultimately, like, if you have people in your team, you should be trusting those people to execute on particular things, right? And actually, if you don't delegate, there's then the question of whether or not they're the right person for you. So, actually, prior to kind of like IBM, I had a huge problem of delegating and kind of working with other people, because I kind of only really trusted myself, right? But the team that I had at IBM was great, and they were able to kind of execute on the vision that I had and the vision that the people above me had really well. The way that I kind of help with like the direction is I utilize OKRs. Objectives, key results. For those of you who don't know about OKRs, I certainly recommend you reading up on them. It's all about creating an objective that is qualitative, and then key results that you can quantify again. So as an example, like one of your goals may be one of your objectives, may be that you want to improve your sales pipeline, let's say, but then the key result may be that that you're going to do something that's going to increase it by like 20% or increase it by 40%. And the interesting thing is that they're all stretch goals, or at least they should be. And you shouldn't actually be hitting all of your OKRs every time you kind of go off and like score them. Otherwise, you're doing it wrong. It's always about stretching you. And my kind of way of doing the OKRs was, we would set them as a leadership team, and then they would fall down. Having said that, I found it very difficult kind of setting OKRs in RankedRight, just because my experience is working in large corporate organizations, and working in the startup, setting goals is, especially as early as we are, is quite difficult. And then finally communication's like super key. So we actually, within RankedRight, we spent a lot of time flitting between like Google and Microsoft and Slack and loads of different like methods of communication. Because my business partner is based down in London, our CTO is based in York, and then the other people that we speak to quite a lot, we have an intern who's based like, you're American, so you don't know this, but basically we're based all over.
Idea. Okay.
Yeah, it's remote work, right? So we've got that deal. So communication, making sure that you're fair, and setting these objectives, right? The OKRs are huge for me. Like I'm a huge fan of them.